coming up, 12 pretty winnable games. It's kind of hard to see out the schedule. And you guys
12
have gone through
winnable games.
tough stretch.
You know, every game is tough, and you know, we understand that. We got to go play the game the way we can, and especially in conference, you know, everybody's capable of beating everybody, and so we got to play better baseball than we played this weekend. I thought we pitched very, very well and defended very well. I don't think we swung the bat quite as well. We didn't score enough innings, and so I think we need to get those things handled if we're going to be, you know, win more games.
Now, you know, in the conference season, when you have a stretch of so many games in so many days, and you guys already played a lot, I mean, how do you keep everyone motivated and, you know, still going every day?
Well, hopefully they're motivated by the way they're playing, you know. And yesterday was an off day. Today we just watched video and hardly did anything. So I mean, we hopefully, you know, they're in a situation where they're, you know, getting well taken care of and they're healthy, and you know, they're motivated by the fact that they get a chance to play at the end of the year if they keep playing well. So hopefully that's you know, their charge.
Now, what are you kind of thinking for starters with the game tomorrow, and then for
Dan Child tomorrow, and then, you know, we'll go with our starters over the weekend, and then we'll just see what happens on Monday. And but you know, Dan should be fine tomorrow, and we got a lot of bullpen, so you know, we'll go to the bullpen early if we have to, and hopefully we can score some runs.
Coach, I want to go back a little bit for Matt Boyd specifically. Last year, obviously in the setup role, what was the transition like from your perspective? I know he believed that he could do it, knew he could do it, and I'm not saying you doubted him.
Yeah.
But what that was like from your perspective?
Well, he was so valuable to us in that role, and so, you know, we didn't really need to have him as a starter. I thought we were pretty good there, and I never envisioned him as a starter the way, you know, because we always used him in a short role. So, you know, he went back into Cape and threw well as a starter, and I think he trained that way, and so he made it pretty easy for us. But, you know, he's the one that's, you know, made the transition for us and made it easy for us to run him out there on Friday nights. He's been real good, and I think he's in great shape.
And, you know, now that when you made that call to put him in the rotation, did you envision him having this kind of start to the season?
No. I mean, I thought he'd be good, but, I mean, you know, those numbers are pretty impressive, and I think for anybody. And so, I mean, just happy for him, because I think, you know, it's always tough when you're, you know, you come back and then all of a sudden you're going from a reliever to a starter, and you're supposed to be this guy, and now you got to live up to it. And so he's certainly done that, and he's been fantastic, as you well know.
You've seen him now grow for 4 years and committed to you after the 07 season, and seen him grow and develop into this role where he's so well spoken, and he has a strong voice in the clubhouse. How have you seen him grow up as a not just as a ball player, but as a person and a leader?
Well, just, you know, the development. You know, he was one of those, he really kind of a quiet kid when he was a freshman, and just wanted to be friends with everybody and didn't want to rock the boat, and kind of like Max Engelbrecht now, you know, just a happy-go-lucky kid and hoped to fit in, and then that evolved into, he found out he was pretty good, and then last year he got to be one of those guys that was one of the leaders, and then this year he's certainly one of the leaders. So he's grown so much, matured so much as a man, and he's matured off the field, and you know, I think that really helps our young guys that are here, especially the guys that he's you know, taken under his wing, and Max is one of those guys, and Moore's one of those guys, and it's just a great example for a young player.
One more for you on that. He had an opportunity to leave drafted the 13th round, and he said he didn't feel like that season sort of ended when it did, and left a bitter taste, and that's part of the reason why he came back. When you found out he was coming back, what kind of lift did that give to you?
Well, I just thought, I was really pleased, because, you know, he's such a good kid, and the thing I told him is, hey, you know, you make the decision. Don't let anybody else, you know, make the decision for you. If that's what you want to do, then I'll support you. If you come back, I'm going to support you there too. But you call the shots, and if it's not what you want, then you know, make sure that you get to come back and spend a year here. And so I just, you know, I give him a lot of credit, because that takes a lot of guts, and there's a lot of people telling him you should do this, and a lot of people telling him you should do that. And I think that's one thing that I never got into, was telling him what he should do. I just told him that he needed to take a lot of time and make sure that he was the guy making a decision, and that he was the guy we would support.
Yeah, I just had one more question on the pitching staff. You know, when you look at it now and how good they've been this year, obviously still a lot of games to play, but I mean, even looking back, comparing to 05 through 07, is this one of the best staffs you've seen in a while?
Well, statistically it is, but when you got, you know, when you had Buck and Nickerson and Gandhi and Stooch, you know, you had, you know, some real arms there. So they're pretty good. Now these guys are good, and so you know, we don't have. Gundy was had been a closer, and had been a closer his whole time here, and Schultz is kind of a new role for him. I think Gundy had 22 saves as a junior, so a little different, but I mean certainly the numbers are very comparable, and Matty Boyd's numbers are outstanding.
And what's the status of Chase right now?
You know, he's just throwing, and we just do what the doctors tell us, and that is allow him to continue to develop, continue to throw, and he's been throwing to some bunners and doing some things like that. So we're pleased with his progress.
Still looking at May-ish.
Yeah, I hopefully a little sooner, but we'll see how he does.
Cool.